time to learn once again on arguably the best subject in the world. So now we are going to be looking at multiplication on sword, and then we are going to look at the rules that are guiding this thing. So let's start with is basic multiplication. So when you say basic multiplication, this is what it means. That the radicals, if you recall what we did yesterday, the radicals, the number inside the root. So that the radicals can multiply themselves together on the condition that none of the radicals should be less than 0. And when you say less than 0, you are talking about -1, -2, that's a negative number. So any of these can be 0 or can be greater than 0. So that is where this basic multiplication rule works in. So for instance, I have something like this: root 3 times root 6. So this now is going to give us root 18, of which if you've been following us, you know that this is going to be 3 root 2, right? Basic sword. So let's look at the sword with coefficient. Look at the rule. So a coefficient is a number that is attached to that root. So this is a root. This is a number. Remember that your alphabet represents number. So this alphabet, or the coefficient rather, is attached to the root. So that number that is attached to that root is called the coefficient. So when you have sword with coefficient, what you do is multiply their coefficients and then multiply their roots or their radicals, as the case may be. So a quick example also, we had something like this: 2 root 3 to be multiplied by 4 root 7. So if we multiply their coefficient, 2 times 4 is going to give us 8, and the radicals, 3 times 7, 21. We cannot simplify this further, and that's going to be our answer by algebraic sword. If you look at this now, their radicals are the same. So in a short form, we just say once their radicals are the same and they are multiplying each other, you take away that root, and that gives you your answer. But if the radicals are different, you multiply them. Note that this algebraic means that an alphabet is attached to it. So let's have a question. Let's say we have something like this: 3x multiplied by root 5x. So now note, 3 times 5 is going to give us what? 15, right? And then, in fact, let me put it better. 3 times 5 is going to give us 15. And then x times root x will now give us x. So writing this but better, this is now going to be that this is going to be root 15x. Note what I said. This other one, some persons would have written it like this: root 15x. This is wrong. So this is root 15x. It's separate from this. So the root here is affecting the 15 and the x, but in actual sense, it should be only on 15 with this rule here. That's how it works. Let's go to this nature. It says 2 plus root 3, and then we have that here is 4 minus root 3. So a quick one, what you just simply do is take the first thing you have here, the first figure, to multiply everything here. Note that. So 2 times 4 is going to give 8. 2 times this is going to give minus 2 root 3. Root 3 times 4 is going to give 4 root 3. And this times this is going to give us minus 3. I'm using the rules that we had mentioned already to do this faster. Now, if we simplify this further, you just see that 8 minus 3 can easily simplify themselves. Why? Because they are constant terms, they are like terms. So 8 minus 3 is going to give us 5. And then minus 2 plus 4 is going to give us plus 2 and then root 3. Simple, that's the answer. You can't simplify further from here because this and this are not like roots, if you recall what we did on addition. Okay, the very last rule, like the name is stated, it says special case conjugate multiplication. This is what makes it special. Look at this very well. This and this look the same, right? There's just a slight difference. Here was addition and here is subtraction. So when you have this case, this type, what you just simply do is pick the first number, square it, put a negative sign, and take the root and put the last figure you have there. Very simple. Now look at the equation of this nature. We have 3 plus root 7 to multiply 3 minus root 7. Root 7 rather. So pick the first number, you square it. When you square 3, what would you get? 9. Then minus, you take away the roots and you're left with what? 7. 9 minus 7, that will give us 2. And that's the answer. It's as simple as that. So thank you for following today's class. Tomorrow we're going to look at something else.